How y'all doing? I just wanted to come in and give a little update. Like this month is like a year to the date of when I like quit the post office and I like made my first video and all of that. And so an update on how everything transpired. Um so yeah, I quit the post office and then God was saying, he was ready for me to just move. Like I have to just move, out of the state and I had to just leave everybody, everything and just me and the kids just, it was time. And I've been wanting to move anyway, but so I started to put in applications. First, I went down to Georgia, me and my son, and it was a couple scams with the houses and stuff. So I came back, and I only stayed one day, and then I started putting in applications for jobs and stuff like that. So I was just getting jobs back to back. And so at that time it was like, still, during the pandemic and all of that. So a lot of the jobs was doing you know, Zoom interviews, over the phone interviews, things like that. And so I was able to like do a lot of interviews like over the phone and through Zoom without me even being in Georgia. And so once I got a couple of jobs like, lined up far as like, the second round face to face, like job interview and basically like start working. I signed up, I think I set up like three of them. And so me and my son came down here, we got the hotel, came down here. So the first job I didn't like, I only worked there one day. And then I got another job. And so I ended up staying. I got that job, and so it was like a 12-hour shift. And so, like on the days that I had the 4 days off, I went back and I got my daughter. At first, it was just me and my son. So I went back and I got my daughter, and I was like, okay, we're gonna just stay. We're gonna just stay this time. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna just make it work. I'm gonna just stay in this hotel. I get paid every week. I was getting paid good money, and so I was like, I'm gonna just do it. And so, and at this time, I didn't have a car. So I was in a rental car. I was paying like almost $600 a week for that rental car. But anyway, so a good friend of mine that turned out to be like a good father figure and grandfather for my children, helped me get to Georgia because the rental car that I had, I couldn't take it. I couldn't transfer it down here and like turn it in down here, type of thing, because it was just like a shortage on rental cars at that time. And so I was just like, how is I'm going to get down there and get set up, because I knew I was going to end up getting one when I got down here. And so he said he'll take us. So he came and he dropped us off, and he paid a week for me for the rental car. We found a rental car down here, but you couldn't go like, the limit was like 200 miles per day type of thing. And he paid for a week for us for the hotel. And so I just did that for a while, looking every day that I wasn't working. Me and the kids would go out and we would just look at different houses and things like that. So I actually made the final move in July. So July will be my 1 year that I've been in Georgia. But this month to the day is 1 year that I was completely done with the post office, with working, the whole decision of coming down. Fast forward, went through a lot of trials, tribulations. It was very hard. I ended up getting my car in September. I came down in July, so I was in the rental car from July until September, paying almost $600 a week, and the hotel I was staying at, I was paying $615 a week. Now, mind you, I don't know how I was doing this. I really don't. Well, I know how. It was nothing but the grace of God, because He had me the whole way. Every time I would like fall short, sometimes I wouldn't have enough money for the hotel, and I'd be like, "Dag, it's coming up. I'm supposed to pay it in like 1 or 2 days or something." I'd be like, "Dag, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get the money," and I like tell my mother like I might call my brother and like ask to borrow the money from my brother or something like that, and gotta make it where like strangers. Just I'd be talking to them for like 5 minutes, and they'd be like, "Hold on," and just like give me some money. Like, God told me to give you this. I'm telling you, like to the point where even down to the people at the hotel, like she told me, she was like, "Well, I can let you pay half and half. Like I could split up the payments for you." And so that worked out for me because I was able to maneuver it, paying the 3 something versus paying the whole 615 at one time, plus having to pay the rent a car. But even once I got my car payment was $525, and then I had the insurance. But it was still better because it was only a one-time payment, so it was still better. But yeah. So fast forward, we stayed at a hotel for 5 months. 5 months. In this process of being in the hotel, my kids was going to school at a time like 30 minutes from where we actually, by the time I actually got the place. So I was getting off of work and I was having to drive like an hour away to the hotel to like get them and get them ready for school, and then take them to school. By the time I would make it back to try to lay down, I would have to get right back up to go and get my daughter because she got out at 2 o'clock. And so it was just like it was so tiring. It took that was a breaking process for me. Like I'm stronger now. Like, and my faith in God is, advanced even more so now. But during that process and going through that process, and then everybody in my family was just like, no, like, the kids, they father, everybody was just like, why you even doing that? Like, why you even staying in the hotel? Like, why you even going through like all of that? You don't even have to go through all of that. Like, God not telling you to do all of that. And so I was so drained physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, energy wise, every kind of drain that you could be. I was drained. And so I was just like, I kept praying, and I was just like, God, like, I'm gonna just go back. I'm gonna just go back. I tried again. I'm gonna just go back. I just was fed up. I quit my job. I was just like, I didn't call in and nothing. I just didn't go. And I was just like, I'm just gonna go back to Virginia because I'm just tired. I had to end up getting my daughter 5 stitches because they was playing with the scissors. Cut her finger, so she had to get 5 stitches, and I was just like, it's just too much with these kids, not having any support down here, and it was just tiring on me. And so I drove back to Virginia to the hotel, just trying to make myself feel better, and just talking to God, like, God, I'm gonna go back, like, and so the closer I got, the more I was just like, I'm gonna have to go back. Like, I can't say, like, I feel like this is the biggest mistake I'm making. Like, I can't give up because it's so hard. Like, eventually, like, it's gonna work. So I still ended up going back. I stayed for 2 days. I stayed for 1 day. The next day, my old boss called me up, the job that I was at. She called me up and she was like, Jaleesa, is everything okay and stuff? And I was just like, yeah, I couldn't work those hours anymore with my kids because it was starting to get in the way, and I just feel like I know God got me, so I'm not gonna jeopardize my kids and their safety and all of that just for because that ain't the God I serve. So I was just like, so she was like, well, I can put you on first shift, and I just put you on first shift, you come back. So I was like, okay. So she was like, that shift started that Thursday. So that gave me like two days before I had to go back to work. And so I was like, well, okay, this is God's sign saying, go, you got to go back. And I kept the door open for you. You try to close it. I kept it open. go back. So I was like, so this was like in December, and it was Christmas time, and so the kids, they was on spring, Christmas break. And so I told my mother, I said, Mom, just let them stay here, for these 2 weeks so I can go back to work and I can really like grind, work, work extra hours. I was selling plates at the job and selling plates at the job and at the hotel. And so I was just like, let me, go. I could move better without, the kids. And so she was like, okay. So within those 2 weeks, I ended up finding a house with the grace of God. I ended up finding a house, and it wasn't what I had. And so I was just like, but I was just like, look, long as these kids got some stability, and they both got their own room, I ain't in a bad area. It ain't dangerous where I'm at or nothing. Like we good. So I was like, okay. So went back, got the kids after them 2 weeks, and the man wanted me to pay extra to move in. So I had to get up $3,200 altogether total in like 2 weeks. So that was a whole journey, but with the grace of God, I got that up. So we moved into the place. I say about 2 weeks after we moved in, I had to quit the job because I was on first shift now, and so with the kids, like my daughter had to be to school at 7:15. I had to be to work at 7:00. And I don't have like, at that time, me and my sister wasn't like, that close or nothing like that. So I didn't have anybody here to get them to school, because I took them to school every day and picked them up every day. And so then so I was just like, I kept praying. I was just like, God, like, I need you to come in. Like, what I'm gonna do? Like, I know that I can't. The kids got to go to school. I can't leave them home, but I can't, like, So I was just like, well, if nothing don't come through by the time I gotta go to work, then I'm just going there. I'm just gonna quit. Didn't nothing come through, and so I had to quit. And so didn't have no money because I had just came from having to get up all of that money for deposits and just everything that it involves with moving in. On top of, I got rid of everything when I left Virginia. Everything. So I had to start fresh from scratch. My aunt, she gave me a lot of stuff. She was a big help. Like, a lot of people were just like helping when I had moved in. So God he was blessing me throughout the whole time. He was blessing me. It was very hard, but he was blessing me throughout the whole journey. Fast forward, rent needed to be due again. Soon I just had moved in there, just quit my job, didn't have the money for the rent. And so I had to apply for these agencies and stuff. And so everybody was just like, oh, it take like 2 or 3 months for it to come through. Like, it's not, like, don't even pay attention to that. Like, that'll be later on when that benefits you and stuff like that. Like, so I'm trying to work at these different little jobs and stuff, just trying to, accumulate some money. I'm sitting up here, I'm doing hair, like lashes. I'm just trying to get me some money. And so, the time was coming up, I said I had the money. So then I was just like, well, I was still drained anyway. I was still drained from when I was trying to go back before. Like, I had got some breaks, but my energy still was not, fully renewed at this time. And so I was like, God, well, look, I just go back. I still go back. Like, yeah, I just moved up in here. I would still pack my little car up and we'll go back. And the day of when, like, the date of when it was like the last day, and he was just like, oh, he'll put it was like the 10th, and he was like, well, he could file a notice if I don't pay it. I was like, okay, well, I ain't got it, and I ain't about to stress myself out about it. And so the people called the same day that it was supposed to be due. The people called and was just like, we talked to him. We paid it up. We paid it up for you. And so, of course, I started crying because I'm a crybaby. And so, like, they paid it up for me. And so God was just like coming through for me, like back to back to back to back, like coming through for me. Like, mind you, I don't get food stamps. Still today, people don't give me no food stamps. So having to pay all these expenses, just like, it was hard. It was, it was definitely not easy. It was not easy. And but God was just, at that time, he was just like, internet, just everything was just getting paid. And so, mind you, I wasn't working, and so I was just trying to figure out everything, because I was like, okay, my schedule has to work around the kids, because I seen effects of when, it's hard being a parent, because you're like, okay, I have to provide. They need. But then they get grown and they like, oh, you was never there. You weren't there for me. So it's kind of like, you darn if you do, darn if you don't type of thing. So I said, you know what? Right now, I got to figure out, I gotta figure this thing out, because I cannot just put all my A's into, I got to like work at this job and slave at this job and work long hours, not really be there with them. Like, that's not the life that God has for me and for my kids. And so I was like, I was just really waiting on God and just praying and just like getting my strength renewed and things like that. And God, he allowed me that time, that he gave me that rest period, so where I could just rest. Like, and at first I didn't know how to rest. So I was still ripping and running, like, okay, like, even though everything is paid, like, I still, like, money got to be coming in. Like, I need to be, so it still was like, he had to work with me and like I had to learn how to like rest, and I had to learn how to like get proper sleep. And, because I was a person like, I go 3 days, 2 days, like, because when things got to be done, things got to be done. And if I got to work at this job and then these kids got to go to school and this got to happen, like, ain't no time for no sleep. I can't sleep. If I sleep, things ain't going to get done. So he had to reprogram my mind, reprogram everything about me. And so he just kept urging me to come in. So he's still not finished with me. This is only the beginning. Only. And it's still hard. Still go through my things. I'm still in this figuring it out process, but I'm it's, different level, now. It's a different level now, it's a more refined. And so I don't know who need to hear this, but when God is telling you to do something and you pray to him for confirmation, clarity, and even sometimes when you feel like you still undecided about what it is, you supposed to be like, is this really what he's saying? Tell God, like, God, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make this move, because I'm still not for sure. I'm feeling like you're telling me, but then it's like, this could be, so if this is not your will for me, stop it. Don't let it happen. Like, and I promise you, he's not. When it's not in his will, and you pray to him and tell him, like, God, if I'm not just make the decision, I'm a little confused, but think I don't want to just wait and not do nothing. He will come through. It doesn't matter what you don't have. Like, I'm still a single mother with 2 kids, and not a person that get, public assistance in no kind of way. Like, if I don't have the money, things get cut off. But not in this, because God bless me, right, but in like, I don't have like the the assistance and stuff like that, like, some people may have for that, and so it does not matter what you don't have. It does not matter who you don't have. I came down here by myself with the grace of God with 2 kids, and did not have no family. I didn't have nothing but God and Google. I promise you. God and Google. I GPSed everything. I looked up everything. I researched everything and then we just drove. We just drove around, felt different areas out. Like, met people, talked to people. You gotta just go, like, I don't know if it's time for you to move or what. Anything that you're trying to do in your life that is something new for you, it's going to be scary. You're not going to have it all mapped out. You're not going to have the support that you think that you're going to have. Like, if you wait for any of these things, it's never going to happen. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be all the ducks is lined up in a row. Sometimes you just got to step off the porch blindly. And I'm still moving like in a place of, blindness when it comes to like with God. Like, okay, God, what smooth we making? Like what we doing? Cause I ain't trying to be in front of you. I ain't trying to be behind you. I'm trying to be right there up on the step with you. And if you tell me like go ahead and move with them 2 kids and not that much money saved, I got you. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Because I know that you got me and you had me all these times. And so we got to just put the spirit of fear behind, because we don't know until you try it. You don't know until you try it. And so believe in yourself. Like, God has really been working on me with learning and really getting a chance to see myself, because I went my whole life really not seeing myself and what, I'm fully like capable, and he's still working on me with that. But you got to just start with researching whatever it is. Research, just start with that. That right there is a seed that's being planted. That right there is like a door that you're opening. Make that phone call. Like, that is starting. Like, people think that you got to just, like, when you thinking of something that you want to do, we instantly go to D, and don't think about A, B, C, E. You go straight to D, straight to Z, and like, dang, I can't do that. It's too far-fetched for me. I can't do that. No, you cannot. Start off baby steps. Start off where you at. Start off with what you can do. And this 2022, and I know God got big dreams. I always dream big. That's why I went ahead and said I just got to make a step. I just got to go. Because God been telling me since I've been young, like, I got big dreams. Okay? And so, God bless all of y'all. This is springtime, time for blossoms, flowers, them butterflies being born around this time. Okay? So we is releasing all of that can't do. I ain't got how. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that for 2022 springtime, summertime action. Okay? And so I hope this could occur to somebody, even if it's just one person. Yeah, God bless y'all. Y'all enjoy this beautiful day. Be thankful, because it can always be worse. It's always somebody that would love to be in your position. Okay? Always. I don't care what I don't care what you got going on. It's somebody out here that'll take your spot and would love to have what you got going on, struggles and all. They'll be like, I take that. Instead of going through what I'm going through, I take what you got going on. Okay? People losing everybody. Like, it's a lot going on out here. And so we got to be thankful and grateful and utilize every day, every hour that we have, because it's not promised, and you only get one life. You ain't getting no do-over, and you ain't getting that. And time's speeding up. So we ain't got time for that. I can't do, I'm scared. Move scared. Do it scared. Apply scared. Go scared. Just stay prayed up while you're doing it. You can't go wrong. So God bless you all. Have a blessed Monday. Bye-bye.